In today's video, I want to cover a quote that you've probably heard me say before. This is my biohacker's mantra. What gets measured gets managed. What does that mean? See, in the biohacking world, we don't look at health as a one-size-fits-all. While yes, there are health frameworks based on research around sleep, nutrition, exercise, even environment, but these are more like tools that you personalize to your bio-individuality. Bio-individuality means that each of us is biologically unique. This uniqueness comes from various factors including genetics and epigenetics. If you don't know what epigenetics means, I've done a separate video explaining that. You should go take a look at it. But broadly, everything from your upbringing, nutrition, sleep, exercise, even environment deeply influences your bio-individuality at any given point in time. Which means that this uniqueness is not only different from person to person, it's also different for that one person from time to time. And that is why in biohacking, when we begin optimizing our health, we start by analyzing and understanding the person's bio-individuality at that given point in time, so that we can then personalize healthy habits around nutrition, sleep, exercise for the individual and their health goals. And that is the reason why measurement is always the first step. By the way, this quote, what gets measured gets managed, I've borrowed this from the business world, where it also means that when we don't pay attention to something, we are not able to manage or optimize it. And paying attention usually is around measurement or quantification. And I think that's very relevant not only for the business world, but also for the health world. But now the question is, what exactly do we measure? How do we measure it? And more importantly, what do we do with all of this information? In the biohacking world, there is just a lot that we can measure. But in this video, I'm going to analyze the basics. The foundational measurement for health span lies in your blood. If you're like me and really focused on optimizing for health span, you should be looking at your full panel blood report. I do this every quarter, which helps me personalize my biohacking protocols and health supplements. Now, you don't have to do this that often. You can do this twice a year or at least once a year. You should be looking at your full blood panel, which means including things like your hemoglobin, inflammation markers, lipid profile, liver, kidney, hormones, even your vitamin panels. Now, once you receive the blood test, the key lies in how you interpret or analyze this data. This is where the difference between traditional medicine analysis and functional health analysis comes into play. So pay attention. When you get your blood report, there are those number ranges mentioned against every biomarker. These are known as reference ranges. Now, these reference ranges help you realize if something is normal or not. These reference ranges are statistical data averages built on a large population with a focus on catching or figuring out a disease after it has manifested. Which means if your number is within the reference range, things look okay. If your number is outside of the reference range, you would have already manifested a disease that now needs treatment or medication. Let's take an example. Let's look at fasting blood sugar. In your report, if your fasting blood sugar is above 100 mg per deciliter, it means you're pre-diabetic. If it is above 126 mg per deciliter, that would mean diabetes. Simple, right? But here's the thing. These reference ranges focus on catching a disease after it has happened. It does not focus on helping you optimize your health and preventing disease from happening. And this is where functional health comes into play. When you will look at your report from a functional health perspective, you will look at things differently. Rather than asking, do you have a disease? We ask, are you functioning at an optimal level? Here you'll be using optimal ranges, which are tighter and specifically designed for you to be able to catch imbalances at an early stage. Now, these imbalances become the root causes for larger health issues, but these imbalances can be healed with nutrition and lifestyle biohacks. Which means you're not just managing symptoms to stay alive, you're focusing on thriving. Let's take the same example of your fasting blood sugar. Now, in reference ranges, anything from 70 to 99 mg per deciliter is considered normal. But in functional health, the range is narrower and it is 82 to 88 mg per deciliter. This means that if your fasting blood sugar is, let's say, a 94 or a 95, while conventionally this would look normal, from a functional health lens, once, you will recognize that this means there is insulin resistance brewing under the surface. Now, combining this with other biomarkers empowers you to actually focus on healing for optimal health. Okay, this was all about the blood test. Another thing that we should be measuring, which by the way is something I'm type A about, is sleep. Measuring and keeping a check on your sleep quality, sleep quantity, and your sleep cycles is a great way to begin optimizing sleep, which by the way is the foundation of health span. Alright, other than this, a few parameters that you should probably have a pulse on are resting heart rate variability, VO2 max, visceral fat or belly fat, and muscle mass. Why? Your resting heart rate is the number of heartbeats per minute while you're at rest. This is a great indicator of your heart's efficiency and cardiovascular health. The lower the resting heart rate, the better it is. Heart rate variability is the measurement of variation in time between two consecutive heartbeats. A higher HRV is linked with better stress resilience because this is controlled by our autonomic nervous system. Now, the stress resilience is directly linked with both mental health and cognitive health or your brain health. VO2 max is the measurement of the maximum amount of oxygen your body can utilize during intense exercise. This is not only an indicator of aerobic fitness or cardiovascular health, but is considered the strongest predictor of longevity and health span. Fourth is visceral fat, which is the fat around your organs in your abdominal cavity. Now, unlike fat under the skin, your belly fat is metabolically active, which means it strongly influences your overall health. Lastly, muscle mass, which is the total amount of skeleton muscle that you have. The more muscle mass you have, the better your health span, not only because it saves you from frailty and disability, but also from all-cause mortality. Now, these are a few biomarkers or bioparameters you should have a pulse on, but the essence is what gets measured gets managed. So keeping a tab on our biomarkers is one of the best ways for us to optimize health for better health span. I hope this was helpful and see you again next time.